Presidents, dear colleagues, it is my pleasure and honor to welcome you all at the International Conference under the very promising title, Languages, Cultures, Worldviews, Translational and Comparative Perspectives. The organizers of this academic event devised it in response to the more general current interest in interculturality, which they wanted to explore, or they want to explore from the point of view of linguistics and translation studies. The questions asked in the call for papers I found both intriguing and difficult. They concern the linguo-cultural processes involved in translation, such as, for instance, the influence of the translator's own worldviews on the work and the impact of the translated texts on the worldviews of target audiences. In other words, the whole conference is, metaphorically speaking, about linguistic voyages between cultures on board of a ship called translation. It seems to me that it's a never-ending trip, but the names of the speakers on the program, an international group of linguists and literary scholars, many of whom have recognized translation achievements, promise that a big step will be taken towards formulating new conclusions, new valid conclusions. Interculturalism refers, generally speaking, as I understand it, to support for cross-cultural dialogue and to challenge of self-segregation tendencies within cultures. It involves moving beyond a merely passive coexistence of different cultures in a society towards a active dialogue and interaction between them. And in the globalizing world of today, and in Europe torn by migration and refugee crisis, interculturalism acquired new importance. And linguistic practices, you'll probably agree with me, have an extremely important role to play in this process. They may hinder or slow interculturalism, but they can also effectively mediate it. This constatation makes the conference even more timely and urgent. So congratulations to the Department of Cultural Linguistics for proposing a topical theme for discussion with important practical implications. The conference attracted not only an impressive group of renowned scholars from Poland and abroad, but also provided space for young academics and doctoral students to present their scholarship related to the topic. Thank you all for your contributions. I would like to acknowledge the persons who devoted their time and effort to make the conference happen. First of all, many thanks go to Professor Adam Głaz, head of the organizing committee, and to his right hand, Dr. Konrad Żyśko, both of the Department of English, as well as to Drs. Agnieszka Mierzwińska-Hajnos, oh, there she is, and Rafał Augustyn, okay, of the Department of Applied Linguistics. Our PhD student, Justyna Mandziuk, is helping at the reception desk, and the graphic design of the conference materials and documents is by Katarzyna Brzyska of our faculty. Thank you all, guys. Well, I wish you intellectual fun and satisfaction delivering your own papers, listening to the presentations of others, comparing various approaches, methodologies, arguing about outcomes. Enjoy the hospitality of our Faculty of Humanities and make time for visiting some touristic attractions of Lublin. So good luck and thank you.
Thank you very much for this generous introduction. I'd like to use this occasion to say a few words of welcome an introduction on my part before we launch the conference proper. It's actually humbling and intimidating to stand here in front of you. We've managed to come together from many corners of the world, and some of you have really taken a lot of trouble traveling here, and I really appreciate that. Traveling to Lublin isn't easy these days with all the construction work going on and trains being late. In fact, James Underhill got stuck in Warsaw last night. Some of you may have received his email. So he'll be joining us later today, I hope, as soon as he catches a connection. When I first envisaged this conference, I didn't really expect such a generous response. So a big thank you to everyone. I'm sure we'll have an in-depth, fruitful debate on the issues that we all deal with in some way or another as linguists, translators, writers, literary scholars, or generally humanists. These are language, culture, worldview, and translation. In this rather informal introductory talk, I'd like to make a few observations that could perhaps help us get started. We're pretty much an international lot here, and we'll be going international as we proceed. But for the beginning, let me be a little bit Polish-oriented.